I'm so ready for this.
Is it LFG?
It's LFG. Let's fucking go.
What? No, it's back. Give it to the quarterback. No, we got the running back. What? Straight off the couch. Here are the stories we're going to be chasing today.
Well, we're going to be reviewing Week 12 and previewing Week 13. But before we get too far into this, let me bring in my partner, the happy and harmonious Adam Weidel. Adam, how are you today, brother?
Hey, buddy, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm on this side of the dirt, you know. I mean,
I'm in pretty good shape for a guy who hasn't won a game in like 3 weeks. So,
with that in mind, let's just go ahead and launch right into this. Thursday night, the Texans showed the Bills what defense was.
yeah, man, what a game. That was fucked.
Josh Allen was sacked 8 times.
Yeah, top build defense in the league. And we both picked the Bills too, saying the Bills could probably do no wrong here because it's the Texans and they haven't been the greatest team right now, and they did it with a backup QB.
Well, but what my logic was, and I'm sure I'm not the only one in the country who fell for this. Who have the Texans played, right?
True.
And then they run up against the Bills, and now it's like, well, they play Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't know about Buffalo at this point in time.
I don't either. I'm starting to lose faith in them.
Their injuries are bad, but
absolutely,
Josh Allen can't do it all himself.
He can't do it all himself. If you remember, like 2.5 years ago, mid-season, they fired the offensive coordinator for just this reason, that Josh was trying to do everything.
Yeah, and I can see him starting to make mistakes again.
Right,
He was looking pretty flawless for a while, but that was when the whole team was together.
Yep.
Right now, it does not look like the whole team's together, and he's overextending, which is causing mistakes.
And he's holding on to the ball too long rather than getting out of the box and throwing it away. And yeah,
I saw him with the ball for like 5-6 seconds at some points.
And the other thing
way too long.
The other thing that was impressive about the Texans was they did that with 4 down linemen. They weren't rushing extra guys very often.
And all 4 were getting there.
All 4 were getting
there. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive to watch if you're a connoisseur of good defense. Because if you get
Swiss cheese O-line, it was awful.
If you get pressure from your 4 down guys, the 7 behind them they're eating out.
Oh, it's Taco Bell all day long, baby.
Yeah, they're eating out, and they did. The final score was 23-19, kids, and the Bills were never really in the game. So that brings us to our Sunday slate. Does anything stand out to you in the early window on Sunday?
I looked at that Bears-Steelers game. I was out for the majority of the day, and I was just kind of scoreboard watching, and we had a lot of one-possession games on Sunday, which was kind of exciting for me. Like I should expect it at this point. We are kind of reaching the final stretch in the playoff push, right?
Yep.
So I should expect a lot more one-score games, but I did look at the overall card, and I was like, none of these games really had much interest to me.
Yeah, like 6 weeks left in the season.
Yeah, and I was just like, I was looking at some of these matchups, and I was just like, Ravens-Jets, like really? I guess they have to play, right? But it's Bears-Steelers, it was like, okay, there's like both these teams are, fighting for playoff position. Steelers were at the top of their division. Now the Ravens are, so that division's kind of flip-flopped around.
Well, that's just because of the tiebreaker. Otherwise, they have the identical record.
Yeah, Bears are the ugliest 8-3 team I've seen, but they're getting the job done.
And I don't know if you're aware of this. The Sunday game against the Steelers, the entire 3 starting linebacker core didn't start. They were on second string guys, and 2 of those guys went down in the game as well.
And that's like the second or third time they've had that problem. They've had multiple seasons like that.
Yeah.
And Bears usually hibernate in the winter, but not this year.
No, they're coming on strong, and sure, I mean, they keep saying, well, who they played. You hear that a lot when a team is on a roll like that. But the Steelers had a pretty close record. The Steelers are in the playoff hunt, and sure, they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, but Mason Rudolph doesn't suck as a backup, And
there was a lot of injuries this weekend just across the league.
Yeah.
The other highlights, obviously, for me is, Patriots' first team to 10 wins, now standing alone in that AFC, at the number one seed in the AFC right now. They go on bye for, this week, which is pretty much the end of the byes. I saw the Lions struggle against the Giants.
But you got fuck it, chuck it football, Jameis Winston back there doing Jameis things. I like the idea that's been floated on social media where anybody has a quarterback go down, a starting quarterback go down. Jameis is the backup for everybody in the league.
He's the backup for everybody. That would be the greatest thing ever if Jameis just had no team affiliation and everybody just had a Winston jersey in their locker room.
Yep. Because he just doesn't care. He's throwing it and he's going for it every time, and damn, the torpedo's full speed ahead.
There wasn't a lot of exciting games, but the Colts had the Chiefs by the throat.
They did.
And they let them back into the game, and the Chiefs win in overtime. So I don't know exactly what happened there with the ref calling or anything because I didn't see any of that game.
I watched parts of it here and there. It looked like the Chiefs just played really good football. I didn't see anything extremely questionable as I was flipping back and forth.
But the early window was not anything that I was sadly missing.
No, and in the late window, the only thing that really stood out to me was Eagles-Cowboys. Everything else is kind of a snooze fest,
Yeah, the Jags, they came out on top against the Cards, and Browns and the Raiders. I mean, what can you say there, right? I guess the drama about it.
Shadeur, or should I say
Shadeur doing Shadeur things,
or should I say steaming beaming?
Yeah. But Eagles-Cowboys, another game. 21-0 was the score, and the Eagles fell asleep again and let the Cowboys back into the game.
I don't know what's going on. The Eagles have a really good defense, but the Cowboys have a really good offense. But conversely, the Eagles' offense isn't exactly Swiss cheese here. I mean, they're pretty one of the better offenses in the league, and
they are the best first half offense in the league.
And the Cowboys just played really good defense. It could just be like you've talked about a few times, divisional games, and the Cowboys are getting some players back from injury at the right time, and maybe the Eagles were looking ahead a little bit to not to the Bears necessarily, but to the postseason, and they just got caught in a lull.
I've seen this pattern with the Eagles, though, all season, is like they have a really strong first half, and then nothing happens in the second half. Like, we've seen games where there's been, no points on the board in the second half with them.
It's like they forget they have Saquon Barkley, too. They didn't run one running play in the fourth quarter. It was all throws, and they were ahead.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Did you
run clock?
Did you forget about Barkley? I mean, so that's something. If I was an Eagles fan, I would be very concerned about. Is the play calling in the second half?
Yeah, there's something going on there. I mean, that team is I don't want to bark on the Eagles. They're the best 8-3 team right now. But. They play football in the first half, and they forget that there's a game in the second half. It just looks like that every week.
And I mean, their record is what it is for a reason. So that brings us to the Sunday night game. My poor guy Baker.
This was a heartbreaking game to watch. This wasn't even close.
It was not competitive at all. Period. Baker hurt his shoulder in the early second quarter, and he went out and he didn't come back. It's a severe sprain of his throwing arm, or his non-throwing arm, I mean, in the shoulder. But the Buccaneers were never in the game at all. The Rams they ran right over them like they weren't even there. It was like a scrimmage.
Yeah, and NFL.com did us dirty. They put up the old Buccaneers logo, thinking that we were going to see the creamsicle uniforms, and we didn't. I think if the creamsicles came out, they would play better.
You know what? Yeah, it could be a fashion thing for sure. And
we'll have to talk to Coach about that.
And that brings us to the Monday night game, last night games. The Panthers at the Niners. Okay.
Yeah, dude. So I'm getting really sick and tired of primetime football. Like I was like, we're so wrong. These games have been amazing. They've been competitive. As soon as we start like boosting them up and punching them up, they give us like just absolute shit shows of games. This like even the Thursday night game, like okay, underdog Texans beat the Bills by 4 points. But that wasn't even a fun game to watch.
It wasn't. It was a
And
really
Rams
sloppy
Bucks, Rams Bucks, there was like nothing there. You're just like, who's gonna die next? Oh, and while we're talking about injuries, is it the Texans field? There was so many injuries, even a ref had to be carted out.
And that ref, it was Achilles. It was an Achilles deal.
Yeah.
It was a non-contact injury. It was a soft tissue injury. He was was running forward to get closer to the play, and he pulled up lame.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had to cart him off. That's the first time I've ever seen a ref carted off.
First time I've seen it, and he was the guy with the white hat. I mean, he was the guy in charge. He had to hand the white hat to the guy who was going to fill in for him for the rest of the game.
To the umpire.
Yeah.
Who had to do two jobs.
Yeah, because they didn't have another ref on the sideline. I thought the NFL sent one extra guy to every game just in case something like that happened.
They don't have a 53-man roster, unfortunately.
I guess not. Maybe the salary cap hit them. I don't know.
The best play I saw out of last night's game was when the Panthers had 12 men on the field and the one guy rolled off just before the play snapped off. He just jumped off to the sidelines and rolled like Indiana Jones.
He dove. Yeah, he dove the last 2.5, 3 feet. Yeah.
That was the best play I saw last night's game.
I don't know. That or tied with the safety that nut punched the Niner.
Oh, yeah. Don't get punched in the dick this week, boys. Jesus Christ.
Right in the seeds, man. Who, by the way, he got a 1-game suspension, which Bratchert thinks that's not enough. Bratchert thinks that should be a
2 balls, 2 games.
No. He thinks it should be an automatic end of the season. You're suspended.
I mean, it's a dick punch. Like, who does that?
Well, Chris's point, and it's a valid point, Chris. Credit where credit is due.
I will give Chris that.
Chris's point is these are young men. They might want to have a family. And you get somebody in the nuts in the right time, and you can make them so they can't have a family.
I mean, Tyreek or Stephon Diggs could probably pass some of their children around to them if they share the love.
Right. Go maybe have Nick Cannon do a halftime show and pick up a couple of his kids. Yeah, but no, I can see Chris's point. The NFLPA is never going to allow that, but I can see Chris's point for sure.
For sure.
Do I hear a car pulling into your driveway?
Yeah, he's moving slow though.
Moving slow.
I don't know what's up with him today.
Maybe he's got new shoes or something. Oh, I see why he's moving slow, Adam. He's got on the long coat, and he doesn't want to get any mud on it. So here he is. It's Coach Blackwell to give us the fashion breakdown for Week 12. Coach, how are you, sir?
Hi, Terry. Hi, Adam. I'm not wonderful.
What's up? What's going on?
The fashion just sucked this week, boys.
It wasn't much to look at, was there?
No.
The only thing that I liked was the Panthers black helmets. But what about you? What is your fashion highlights for the week?
So I like the Panthers helmets. I wish they would have done something with the uniform. They came out kind of boring white, kind of regular uniform. Wasn't super excited about that, but I was like, something is off about this uniform. And I did notice the black helmets, and I was like, ooh, those are nice.
Yeah, that's a good look. I like the black helmet, but like you said, the rest of it needed a little more punching up. And what else? What else caught your...
So I think the big thing for me this week, without, going to the drip of the week, was I pumped up the Saints a couple weeks ago. They did the whole white on white on white.
Right.
And this week they did the black on black on black.
Oh, they went the other direction.
And the helmets had this nice like gold checkered pattern down the center of them, and they were just gorgeous.
I've seen that. That is a good look. Yeah, I do like it when they do that. And anything else, buddy?
Well, Arizona pisses me off again. They're still wearing their red Christmas jammies. I think that's a regular look for them. I wish they'd mix it up, but they're probably going to rock that all December because Christmas is coming.
It is coming, yeah.
Cleveland shocked me. they came out with white helmets.
The white on white look. Yeah, yeah.
They had white helmets, white tops, and orange bottoms. There wasn't a brown to be found.
Well, not on the uniforms, maybe inside the uniforms.
Just in their pants. That's why they didn't wear the white ones.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Detroit came out with their fancy blackout uniforms. I still think that's crisp.
But it didn't. I mean, they're still struggling. I don't. I know you're not really an X's and O's guy, but I don't think Dan Campbell should be calling plays. That's just me.
I have no idea who calls the plays, and I don't care. I just want to know who dresses these boys some weeks. And I tell you what, you guys in the NFL are not doing a great job this week. The one thing that I did like, and it's always a classic look, is Philadelphia came out in those Kelly greens with that old logo with the eagle and the football in its talons, and I just love that. But my favorite uniform of the week, the Houston Texans come out in their all hail Satan battle reds.
That's such a good look. It really is.
They look like they had horns on their head, like they were Daredevil or something. They looked like they were out of a Marvel movie, Terry.
I don't know if you noticed on their shoulders, the horn was going one way and then the helmet was going the other.
Oh, good eye, Terry. I was just so going, these guys look really yummy in this battle red.
It was a good look, but if you noticed on their shoulders, the horn going forward, from their back to their chest was pointing up, and then the helmet, it was pointing up going forward, and on the helmet it was pointing up going backwards. So it was like...
Well, I will have to check that out when I go watch the replay to see all the tight ends this week.
And anything else, buddy?
No, I'm hoping next week we have better uniforms. This week was subpar. NFL, do better.
Well, with Thanksgiving and the slate of 4 games with a lot of national attention, we might see something because, they like to make those sales. Adam told me you can raid the fridge on your way out, buddy.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
He really is, and he cooks a lot, too, so that helps. All right, talk to you later, Coach.
All right, boys. Toodaloo.
And there he goes. He's off to the races. Adams, Adams, like there's more than one of you there. Adam, what are the standings this week?
Hey, Adams. All right. So this week's standings are brought to you by Canadians are getting really shitty at football picks. Terry, you'd be happy to know that you are 24-17, and I am 17-24.
Gets the symmetry, baby.
Gotta love the symmetry. I'm like, yeah, I need a win. Let's pick the Bills, and the Texans take it. And you're just like, we both picked the Bills, but you did well. And then I went against the grain, thinking the Bucks had a chance against the Rams.
Honestly, I thought they did too. I was a little disappointed that the way that game went out.
And thinking that the Panthers had a chance against the 49ers. I mean, I'm just gonna flip a coin from now on, and I think that's the way it's gonna go because I am not doing well with the picks.
There's a local media guy, and one year he and I did a football pick thing, and then the winner was going to be on the other person's show for a week. That was the deal. And
nice.
He knew nothing about football. He picked the entire thing by their hats. He didn't call them helmet, their hats.
That's right. We've had this conversation.
He won.
Yeah. He liked their hats.
Likes the hats. So that brings us.
Coach would be proud.
That brings us to week 13, and we have 3 games Thursday, and we have a Black Friday game. So we got to kind of move through these at a fairly decent clip. Let's start off with the first one on my list, which is the noon game Thursday. The Packers going into Detroit against the Lions. Adam, who do you like for this one?
Jordan Love is strong in Toyotathon days, man. I think I got the pack on this one.
I'm really conflicted on this one. I'm going to be honest with you. The Packers, just because they have that tie, they have the lower losing percentage, so they're nipping at the Bears' heels, even though the Bears have one more victory. And the Lions are 2 games down. My heart's telling me to root for the Lions, because I like the Lions and I love Bratchert, and I don't want him to cry to me and text me 14 times telling me I picked the wrong team. But the logical side of me is saying I want the Packers to put the Lions away now because we play the Packers twice, and I think they're ripe. So I don't know which way to go. Who did you say?
I'm going to take Green Bay. I'd like Detroit to win, but
Okay,
I just see Detroit struggling right now, and Green Bay wants to do some stuff, and Jordan Love's so great in Toyotathon days. So,
you want Green Bay? I'll go Detroit just to make it interesting.
all right. Well, I can see me slipping down the standings again.
And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't think Dan Campbell is the answer to be calling plays. It's too predictable, and he doesn't.
I feel like they've struggled since he started calling plays.
Well,
like he got a little kind of like sunshine blown up his ass, but the first week he did it, it was Washington, and they don't have a team this year.
Right, and a lot of offensive coordinators, really good ones, they'll call a play just to set up for a later play call, and Dan Campbell's not doing that. Dan Campbell's looking at the immediate production and not the down the road stuff.
Yeah, he's not doing the callback, right?
Yeah.
He's not doing the setup. He's not doing the long con.
Yeah, so I don't think he's the answer. So that brings us to our 3:30 game, 4:30 for you guys on the East Coast. Chiefs at Cowboys. If you don't take Kansas City in this one, you might be stupid.
I think I have to take the Chiefs here.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going to go as well.
I just don't see how they lose to the Cowboys.
I don't either. And that brings us to our 7:20 game. That's Thursday night football. However, it's going to be on NBC because it's Thanksgiving here in America. So 7:20 my time, 8:20 your time. Bengals at Ravens. The return of Joe Cool. I don't see the Ravens losing, though.
No, I got Ravens all day on this one.
And that brings us to our Black Friday game. Bears going into Philadelphia. I want the beloved to win so bad, but my brain is telling me I got to pick the Eagles.
You're going to pick the Eagles on against your Bears?
I don't want to, but the Bears are 8-3 right now. And I think
so are the Eagles.
So are the Eagles. But I think the Bears need 2 more wins to get into the playoffs. Looking at the schedule moving forward, I can see 3 wins there, though. They play the Browns, and then they play Green Bay.
So they're just going to drop one to the Eagles because
I think they're just going to drop one to the Eagles, and I think this is that's what I think is going to happen.
So you're taking the Eagles.
I am.
I'm taking the Bears then because I have faith in the Bears.
They seem well, and like you pointed out, the Eagles aren't doing much in the second half, and that's when the Bears are coming alive this season.
The Bears are a hot team in the second half.
Yeah, so that might work out to your advantage. Anything in the early window on Sunday catching your attention?
So Pats don't play this weekend, so that's kind of sad for me. I'm looking at the games. There's nothing like, I guess Houston Indy is a big game.
Could be, yeah.
Divisional game. I'm pretty much just looking at divisionals right now, and there's not a lot. I mean, Buffalo, Pittsburgh's a late window game, and that's the only other game that catches my eye on Sunday afternoon.
And the Colts are going to want to take the Texans to school because of what happened with the Chiefs. They don't want to fall too far behind the Pats. So
that's right.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game to watch. And I agree with you on Bills Steelers right now. It's I don't see Josh Allen is still struggling so bad. I hope he gets back on track. And Vikings, Seahawks, I don't think J.J. McCarthy's the answer in Minnesota. But he's still a rookie, so we'll give him another year. That brings us to our Sunday night game. Broncos at Washington, the Commanders. Bo Nix is looking really sharp. The defense for the Broncos is looking really sharp. Commanders the injury bug didn't come to visit them. It's an anthill. It's an injury anthill at this point in time.
I can't see the Broncos losing this game.
I can't either. No, I don't either.
So I hate to say it. Like, I'd love to see an upset this weekend, but every time I say, "Oh, an upset team's good," well, it's going to go the opposite of everything I pick anyway. So it doesn't matter. I'm just having that kind of football luck this year. But I can't. The Commanders are banged up. Broncos are leading that division. The Chiefs are trying to catch up, and I think the league wants the Chiefs just to go away this year. I think the message has been sent.
The Commanders, you mean?
No, the Chiefs, because the Broncos have to keep winning, right?
Broncos have to keep winning, yeah. I agree.
Either that or the swan song is the Chiefs get in via wild card and fight all the way to the end.
That's what I think they're setting it up for. But that brings us to our Monday night game. The New York Football Giants going into Foxborough to play the Pats. Again, the Patriots. If you pick the Giants, I don't think they fired their defensive coordinator this week.
Well, I'm of course picking the Patriots, but I also have to give you a little history lesson here and saying that the Giants are the Patriots' kryptonite.
They are. Remember the Super Bowl that the Giants ruined Tom Brady's perfect season. So
Twice.
well, not the perfect season twice, but yeah.
No, but they ruined a Super Bowl twice.
Yeah, Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. That's true. So
yeah,
but Vrabel's a different kind of coach, and I think they're going to do it this year. And Super Bowl postseason records and regular season records aren't the same. So
yeah, so here we go. We both take the Pats on that one.
yeah, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. And that's a little nod to next Thursday's game where the Cowboys are going to see the Lions. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that should be interesting. We're not going to look too far ahead, though.
We're not going to go that far ahead.
But you're taking the Patriots as well, huh?
Yeah, I got to take them, man.
All right, and that brings us to, what are we calling this? Straight into your stomach, straight off the plate?
I was calling it straight out the fridge, but straight into your stomach sounds
straight
good,
into your stomach.
It's just a food segment,
It's
y'all.
a food segment. Yeah, this week I did the pulled pork because Selena really wanted it, and turned out pretty good. What about you? What did you guys do with the Whitehall?
Well, we've had a wild ride the last couple of weeks because my kids was doing theater performances every day through the weekend, so. We end up seeing Rotten Ronnie on Sunday, unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to cook. We got kind of screwed for time, so it was like, what's everybody hungry for? And it was like, so McDick's was the answer, unfortunately.
Ooh.
This week we're back on track, though.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, so something fancy will be coming out of the fridge and into my stomach, and it's been kind of a like, how quick can we make food sort of deal, because we're just starving at that point and there's no prep time.
And you've already had Canadian Thanksgiving, so what do you do Thursday? Is there any special thing for Thursday, or?
So I sit on the couch and watch football.
Okay, so you don't do any special cooking like
No, nothing fantastic. Like, I will just basically grab my laptop and do my work, and while the football games are on, and I'll make a Thursday meal, and then Black Friday is Black Friday for us too, because the world has made Black Friday a thing.
Yeah. So you sit on the couch with your laptop and answer tickets for Stefan, right?
So basically, what's going to happen on Friday is that's our kickoff to the Christmas season, and that kind of gets us ignited to actually like look at Christmas stuff.
Gotcha. Is there anything else you want to cover, buddy?
No, that's everything.
I don't believe we've rifled through the show this quickly. It's only 27 minutes in.
Well, that's the fastest show ever. I mean, Coach didn't have a lot to talk about fashion. I didn't tell you about the 20 minutes worth of food prep time that I did, and there wasn't a lot this week. And plus, the games on primetime sucked.
A little rough for sure.
Yeah.
Adam, where can the boys and girls find you at?
Well, they can find me at Adam Off the Couch on Twitter, if you use that, and Instagram. And make sure you find us at Straight Off the Couch on Facebook, and drop those like recipes and stuff. Terry's always posting something up on there. He's always posting the big food pick of the week and what he's cooking. Share with Terry. I actually saw Randy said he was going to use Terry's recipe one night, so that's awesome. You guys check it out. Terry, what about you, buddy?
You can find me at the X at TREMUP, on the X at TREMUP, on the gram at TerramUpTerry. Yeah, I saw that comment from Randy, and I was like, hey, we're actually getting through to somebody besides Deb, Yeah.
Randy likes food. Everybody likes food.
Well, and it's that time of year that the crock pot's just coming out to earn its keep. So, I guess it's time for the tagline. For my broadcast partner, don't leave things unsaid. Check on those you love. Until next week, everybody enjoy the long weekend of football. Bye-bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, Americans.